Hey dreamers, I'm Bryce and I have no idea what my favorite Metallica song is. Could it be Call of Ktulu? Cthulhu? Let's find out using math. Cue the intro.
So give it to me now!
For the best Metallica song! Call of Ktulu. I don't like saying it that way, but that's how it's spelled, Cthulhu. Can we just say, hey James, what's the deal? I'm pretty sure the H.P. Lovecraftian sort of universe is all in the public domain at this point. Maybe it wasn't in 1984, but I'm pretty sure you could just use the name Cthulhu. I don't know. Somebody's going to have to tell me why they didn't use the proper spelling. But let's listen to the song that is based off of one of the coolest, creepiest horror short stories of all time, and grade it using the following criteria. We have lyrics, instrumentation, composition, memorability, and emotional response. Now, the grand total is usually 20 points, but because this is an instrumental, we're taking 4 away from lyrics. The lyrics will always get a 0 on the instrumentals, and we'll distribute those 4 points to all of the other categories, which means each category is worth 5 points now. So it could get a 0 or all the way up to 5. So still grand total of 20, but lyrics is now going to be 0. So with that in mind, let's listen to Call of Ktulu. I'm going to call it Cthulhu from here on out because that's the way to say the name. I love this song. We have before we even get started, we already have this eerie blowing wind. You can hear really cool because there's so many different types of wind that you can record. There's like the fast and there's like through the trees, but this is just this is a cold wind. You can feel the chill in the air, and that's important to set the scene for the song. Nice, cool, clean guitar. The wind is still continuing. We repeat this riff again. It's kind of dreamy. I love this. We just hold out that note. We have this intro. It's clean. Maybe if you've been listening to Metallica for this whole series and this is the first time you've gotten to this song, you've listened to everything in order, you would probably at this point expect like a big ba 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 or something, something big, but they tease you. They hold out that note, and usually here there's like a build and then a rock, right? But we're not done building. We're not done setting the scene. Now we're changing from this higher, I don't know what the root is here, but now we're going to go down to a minor A. And so we've been up here. Now we're going to come down. I can still hear the wind. Repeat this. Again. Now to the D minor. The wind is still blowing. Now we get a little ride cymbal. With the bass emphasizing. Did I hear like a was that a horn maybe in the right speaker? I heard something. It could have been a wah. I want to show you this riff real quick though. Okay, the cool part about this riff, I don't know if you can see my fingers, but I'm only pressing down on the fret on 2 different frets here. This one and this one. And the rest is just an open strum. So he's just going from the A all the way up. Very cool. And then we go up to this D. Very beautiful, very haunting and beautiful. Oh, So now, instead of now we're hitting all the bum, bum, but not the fourth one. 1, 2, 3, not 4. Now we have to build. I came in early for some reason. But it stops. If you listen really close, you can hear the bass guitar is actually what I was hearing earlier. The bass guitar is using a wah pedal and doing like wah, wah, wah. It's doing a rariro. What is this? Flugelberg rariro. But it's doing a really cool wah. Anytime you hear that wah sound in this, it's not actually. Well, there might be a wah guitar later on, but this is the bass guitar doing that sound in the low register in this riff. Now we go back to the D. Everything is 4 times through. Back to the main riff. Back to the D. Back to this. This is the 3rd time through this riff. Wow, you hear it? So we've got the 3rd time through this distorted part of the riff. The bass is actually, if you don't have the bass way turned up, and of course this mix isn't that great, but if you hear them play this live, the bass is actually going to town. He's doing some really interesting things. It's a shame it wasn't mixed a little bit louder because that low end is really fantastic. We start to see the beginnings of what will eventually be Orion in the next record. There's a lot of really cool bass stuff going on. Really cool, really cool. So we're on the 4th time now. Okay, I want to rewind it just a slight little bit. I want you to see if you can hear that. He's like soloing coming down from that. Let's just listen really close. Okay, so now, cool on the bass part. Good job. Good job to you for listening to it and recognizing it. So good ears. Now we're going down. So we were way up. We had the A minor chord. We had the D minor chord. Now we're down to the E. Now we've dropped as low as we can go on the guitar for this song. Dun, 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 dun. And this is a cool riff too. Brand new riff. The 3rd time we got the solo. We're gonna change. We're gonna move up the neck to a new note. Did you hear the change? The solo also goes up higher. The solo guitar goes higher up too, and it leads into it's kind of doing that melodic do 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 do, but then it's gonna lead into a solo. It's really cool. Well, okay, we're back to the main riff and the rhythm. the main riff the second time. I really love that part. It's it's so cool. It's a very cool solo. Now we change it through. We're third time. We're back to this main riff here, but now instead of that halftime now we're going straight. We're changing it up. It's been the same couple riffs over and over and over and over again, but we have this change. We're building. We have it normal with the clean guitar. We have it distorted. We played it 4, 8, 16 times. We introduced that new low riff and a solo, and then we came back to it with a solo guitar over it. Now we're playing it again, just the riff alone, no solos, but we're playing it a different rhythm on the drums. That drives us forward to the next part. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we go back down to that E, that low part again. And the snares will move to the 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Okay, so this first part through, he's doing kick, 2, 3, 4, kick, snare, 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 kick, snare, snare, snare. We've switched to the ride cymbal. Very cool. Another interesting thing to note about this version, before the riff kind of climbed. We had that. But in this version of the riff, it just stays on the bottom two. It's only halving the riff. It's cutting it in half, so we're just alternating between the E and the F and kind of building suspense. Now we're up higher. They do this a couple times. Then we're going to change. We're going to go even higher. We're slowly climbing. A little higher. Now we have snare on all 4. Now it stops. You hear the crying. That's the call. That's the call. Yeah, that's awesome. The hi-hat. It's kind of a callback to the intro when it was just the ride cymbal. Ping, 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 ping. But now we got cymbal, we got kick drum, and we got the hi-hats moving really quickly. So it's like a breakdown, but there's like an energy to it, right? The hi-hats keep you kind of like looking around to see if the beast is rising from the depths of really, but it's not here yet. I got goosebumps. I don't know if you could see them, but that note, holding that out, that's like the he's here. And honestly, I've been wanting a live action Call of Cthulhu movie for so long, and I know they did like a very old version. Like they filmed it as if, I think it was like 2016 or something like that. They did a version that was filmed as if it was back in the silent film era, and that was kind of cool. But I want a modern technology version of Call of Cthulhu, and if I was directing it, I guarantee you that the moment we first see Cthulhu, this next part is the thing you hear, because does it? There's just this gigantic bum 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 wow bum 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 dum. It's even cooler with the orchestra. I got to see S&M 2 live, and just hearing those horns go to town, just that at the end of there, and then just thunderous toms, and it's just so cool. I will say S&M 1 is much better, because for some reason Lars started adding this weird hi-hat hit, bump 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 da da that extra there. We don't need it. It's just cool as it is. It's very cool. Now we got the dueling guitars. Now that we got trioing guitars, there's another higher one. So obviously they can't do that one live with just the two guitars, but I mean, if they wanted to do pre-recorded tracks, but let's be honest, they're not going to be playing to a click anytime soon. Okay, it's easy. We're back in the water. It sank. The ship crashed through it. We have the ringing out. The wind is back. I love that there's wind here again. This wasn't in the previous, in the intro. So we're back to the intro, what sounds like the intro. We have the wind again, we have the clean guitar. But now there's a high guitar going bing, bling, bling, ding, 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 ding. You'll be able to hear it. Listen. It could be like a mandolin, or maybe it could be a keyboard as well. It could be maybe like a clavichord or something like that. It sounds a little tinny. It's a very high register. It's not an electric guitar. It's not a 12-string either. I don't know for sure, but it sounds more like a clavichord, or like a clav, or a mandolin, or some other, like I don't know, something else. It's not a guitar, but it's played on guitar live. Love this. Yeah. All right. Call of Cthulhu. Wow. I just loved those thunderous toms at the end. I'm pretty sure it's the floor tom, but it could be a timpani. Anyway, let's get to the rating. Lyrics. What is the song about? It's about Call of Cthulhu by H.P. Lovecraft. 0. Instrumentation. Now, I want to give every song the biggest rating, because Metallica is really good at playing their instruments. But the reason why I'm grading this a little lower is because for an instrumental, there isn't a whole lot going on. There's really only about 4 parts to the song. There's the intro, there's the main riff that gets kind of expanded upon, it grows and it shrinks, and then there's the dun, 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 dun. And then there's the big thunderous dun, 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 bow, and then I guess there's sort of the ending. Ba, 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 ba. Anyway, there's really only like 4 parts to the song, and somehow that stretches over almost 9 minutes of material. So instrumentally, it would have been nice to see a little bit more content or maybe more changes. A lot of the sections loop more times than maybe they need to. It's not bad. I like that it takes its time to grow, but instrumentally, the only one that really gets to show off in the song is kind of Kirk. I guess there's some bass going on in the background, but it's mixed so low and you can barely hear the solos that he's doing that it doesn't really stand out. And so unfortunately, you don't really get to hear Cliff shine in the song. So instrumentally, I got to put this right in the middle. This one gets a 3. Composition, on the other hand, this I do have to say is pretty cool that they were able to expand on 4 different riffs. I think it's neat how they build, they scaffold, they start with the simplest form, the clean acoustic version, or not acoustic, but clean guitar, and then they add in the hits, or they add in the palm muted style. They go to the... They have the hits later on, ba 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 again, but they're more aggressive. I like the ebb and flow of the song. It steadily builds when we're getting towards that thunderous section. There's like a build, dun 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 dun. Dun. It kind of changes. I like the rhythmic changes that way. It's a really cool song. So overall, compositionally, I got to give this one out of 5, giving it a 4. Memorability. How memorable is this song? I don't know. It's pretty memorable. There's no lyrics to remember. That main riff gets repeated so many times that I can do. That kind of sits. And I guess because there's not a whole lot else going on in the song, it kind of sticks. But yeah, there's not a whole lot memorable to it. If you don't know the story, if you can't follow what they're trying to illustrate, then you might not remember the song as much. Knowing that they have other instrumentals that have different, cooler bits to them, I'm going to give this one a 3. Emotional response. Look, I'm having a lot of fun, but I can't deny that the first time I heard this song, I maybe wasn't as interested. I know that it took a little while for this one to grow on me. So recognizing that, I don't know how someone else might feel if this was their first time hearing it. Are they bored just a few minutes into the song? Do you think that repeating the same riff over and over and over again before we get to the solo is just too much for the average listener? I know we live in a culture where we want fast-paced, everything is fast, everything is, we need it now. I don't want to wait. I don't want somebody to blah, blah, blah for 25 minutes. Whoopsies. But I know that that is a thing, so maybe in songwriting it's good to get there. However, if you listen to orchestrations, orchestral music, they have longer pieces and they take longer to develop. If you watch a movie, you don't just get to the climax in the beginning. You like the plot to develop over time. So I appreciate the build, but I also can't not recognize that this might not be a song worth listening to for a newcomer. I don't know where to stand on this, so I'm going to put it right in the middle. For emotional response, giving it a 3. And so that concludes Ride the Lightning, with Call of Cthulhu getting a grand total of 13 points. Sort of ironic for the horror story to get a 13, I suppose. But there it is, 8th place, which means Escape was here and gone in the blink of an eye. So long, Escape, we'll miss you. And holding its own at the top is Creeping Death. And that's our top 10 so far. You'll note that we just beat out Jump in the Fire because I felt Cthulhu had a better composition. So that's where that point score comes in. And there you are. We're done with 2 whole records and so many more records to go. It's going to get real controversial with our adventure through Master of Puppets. I might make some of the avid fans a little upset, but we'll see what happens. So that's where you come in. Please leave a comment below telling me what score you would give this song. Make sure to check out Midnight Notion on Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you get your music. I make plenty of original songs, and right here on YouTube, we do some covers from time to time with my band. So check all that content out and hit that subscribe button so you can be here tomorrow when we review Bato Rico, Bato Rico, Puerto Rico. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.